Have y'all ever pulled the disconnect and started working on an air conditioner without even checking to see if power was dead? Well, that was me a couple weeks ago. I pulled the disconnect, set it to the side, started working, sparks happened. So I went back and checked the disconnect. Sure enough, the handle had broken. So I'm back today with a disconnect with attached surge protection by Diversitech. Let's get started. So here are some of the tools that we're gonna need to get this job started. Again, we are installing this Diversitech with this attached surge protection already built in right here. I got a little level, drill, knife, meter. These are actually gonna be the new Knipex forged wire strippers. I haven't used them yet, but here they are. It's the version of my favorite Comfort Grit wire strippers. Multi-nut driver, multi-bit driver, a couple of Romex connectors, some wire nuts, another knife, fuses because this is a fuse disconnect, caulk gun to seal everything, and of course we got to have the blower for fun. Here we got the mod box table because it makes working easier, and of course we got this Velocity Pro Gear work mat. First things first, we're gonna go ahead and pull out that broken disconnect and verify that power is dead this time. So I already went into the garage there, turned the breaker off. We're gonna go off of our line side coming into the disconnect. 0 volts, check the ground, check the ground, check the ground. So we're good. We can go ahead and start disconnecting these wires. Boom, 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 boom. We may reuse these. A set of tools I forgot to mention is Milwaukee now makes these little lock nut wrenches. You know, you can use a pair of pliers and it works just as good, but I like to use the tools that are designed specifically for the application. So this is a 1/2 inch lock nut. It comes on this nice little carabiner. Pretty solid. Pull that off. We can just pull that through. Put your lock nut right back on. Now these guys did a good job. They did a good job caulking this thing, sealing it up. Go ahead and just cut the caulk around the edge. Cute thing with this little Milwaukee, it's a little pry bar. You can get that pulled right off of there. Get this little bit of excess off. Good enough for government work. So we got this nice and cleaned up. We're gonna go ahead, get the other one prepped, primed, and ready. All right, so I don't wanna mess it up like last time. So we're gonna go ahead and mark our spots. This one and this one, the 1/2 inches on this one and the 3/4 on this one. And all you need is a hammer and a screwdriver. So this is the DK 12240. It's letting you know you can do it either or. I have installed these in the past. They have this already pre-connected with the ground screw right there, both on the load side. Now I'm not going to double tap these. This may be rated for double tapping, but that's why I got this extra wire and some wire nuts. So we won't double tap these lugs, but we will torque these down. The torque specs are going to be right on top of this data plate right here. And like I said, got fuses to go with our pull out, but we already know we'll be able to get our wire in here and our wire right in there. Now the electrical whip that is there is already a 1/2 inch, so that's light work. So I'm gonna go ahead, pop these out of here. And that ice cream truck's coming through. Your boy might have to get his fat kid on. Alright, hold on, I'll be right back, y'all. So like I said, I pulled these off. I'm not gonna double tap them in these lugs. I'm gonna go ahead and wire nut these. And the shorter you make these conductors, I think the better they are for these surge protectors. So I'll probably end up shortening these and connect them again to this side. We'll see. You gotta use the same gauge wire. And the condenser has 10 gauge, so we should be fine. You just want to match up your gauges. I'm not. Beautiful. Let's do it again. There's nothing better than a pair of Knipex, man. Look how nice those things just cut. And they didn't put the little locking lever on this because it is the insulated version. So they just wanted to reduce the amount of metal that would be put on these things. I love the way the insulated grips feel. Even if I'm not ever working on things live, I do just like the way the insulated grips feel. They do look pretty badass. Beautiful. That's money. Feed this backside in first. Alright, looks like I can use the top hole here. Let's stretch out like Stretch Armstrong and get this top one in. Now I'm gonna go get my little SDS and drill the bottom. I want to upgrade the M12 from what I have. They got a new one out, a little bit nicer. So now, go ahead and put this. I'm gonna feed this right up and through. So the first thing I'm gonna hook up in here, I'm just gonna do the ground because that's easy peasy, nothing crazy. We'll do the ground and then we'll do the line side. I like to leave slack on these lines, but you just never know in the future. So now that we got it all tied in, we're gonna go ahead and torque these lugs down, because if you ain't torquing or even working properly, I've used this in previous videos for torquing down lugs on breakers as well as contactors. And now we're gonna use the torque driver on the lugs on this disconnect. So we have 10 gauge aluminum, which is rated for 35 inch-pounds. And then we got the 8 gauge copper, which is rated for 40 inch-pounds. So since we're using the inch-pounds, we're gonna do the aluminum first. We're gonna torque this thing up to 35 inch-pounds. Right there. It's locked into place. So the 2 aluminum is getting the 35, and they're on this side. So we'll go ahead. Good. We'll do this one. And now we're going to go up to 40. 40 is for the copper. We'll do that over on this side. See how much more room I had in that? That's crazy. I thought I had a pretty good snug fitting. There we go. And now I can tighten up these and down here because they were a little loose, so I could work on it. I'm going to put those in there. And now we can put the cover plate on. Get our screw ready. There she is. Now we can put our fuses in now. And there you have it. Simple as that. Surge protection already attached to your disconnect. Makes it a little bit easier. As you can see here with the fuses, it lets you know clear as day if one of the fuses is bad. It's just another little bit of protection for this system. And then we got this green light indicator letting you know, hey, the MOV is good. So I'm just going to go ahead and caulk this thing up, call it a day. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let me know, would you guys install this? What would you do differently? Are you double tapping your lugs, using wire nuts, or using Wagos? You let me know. The only Wagos I had were good for 20 amps, and this was a 30 amp circuit. But I do have some that are good for 30 amp circuits. So with that being said, if you guys could smash that like button, consider subscribing. All my subscribers, y'all already know. I appreciate y'all. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Later.